not advocating for you to do that. I'm just saying what you're doing to me is a little hypocritical because you're too much of a coward to do it to people like that. You're a coward. God bless you, Rosie. I agree, they have no balls. You said coward is blocking people who have been calling you out for the same thing for years. No, it's not. Coward is you who have been stalking me and harassing me for years instead of an actually evil member of society, instead of a child rapist or a serial killer. You're a coward and a disgusting piece of shit. And I'm going to block you every time I see you. That's not a coward thing to do. Oh, you're a coward because you don't want to allow me to continue to bully you. No, there's something called being responsible, something called being mature. Maybe maybe some people actually are kids. Sometimes I think about that. Honestly, I think to myself, some of these people might actually be little angsty teenagers, you know, who just I want to say, please grow up. It's not too early to grow up. All right. But if you're not a kid, if you're not a literal child under 18 years old, then you have no excuse to be harassing and stalking somebody. You're a grown fucking adult. You don't. The only reason you should be harassing and stalking someone, especially in group, with a bunch of people, is if they actually have done a truly evil crime. Okay, and if you're coming after people for being a beggar, but you're afraid to go after the fucking child rapist and fucking serial killers, then you're just a little bitch. That's all you are, a little bitch. Because you're afraid to actually be against the true evil in the world, but you want to come after a short, scrawny, peaceful guy who doesn't want to fight nobody. You want to come after me instead of people who deserve to be come after. So yeah, I block all of you every single time, and I think you guys are huge cowards. And I think that you know, that's part of. I really need to write this. I really need to write this out again. I started to write about it. I've tried to express the idea many times. A lot of people know. I also believe I'm a sociopath, but I don't have any related diagnosis. I believe I trained myself to be a sociopath. Okay. Um. Until I actually read Marx, I believed you had to be a psychopath or a sociopath to get ahead in this capitalist system. And I believe that was the only way for me. So I conditioned myself over many years to cut off my emotions and be more of a selfish person so that I could succeed. When I was told growing up that the most successful people are the most selfish, and most of the CEOs that have psychopathy or sociopathy. So for many years, I trained myself to be a very selfish and unemotional person. Um, Whenever I discovered Marx, I figured out there was a true righteous thing to direct my rage at. Um, I realized that I can be angry. I can be selfish in the fact that I'm not gonna care about capitalists. I can be angry at the capitalists, and I can be passionate and get angry at the ruling class. And that marked a big, profound change in my life, where I realized that this way that society has made me, that I conditioned myself to be because society told me this is the most optimal way to be if you want to succeed in the system we have. And I realized I wasn't evil or a demon for having mental illness or displaying sociopath behavior like my harassers and stalkers show towards me. I realized that I'm not inherently a bad person for this, but I have to direct it at something that's truly evil. I can't keep on yelling at my family, my sister, my friends. I can't keep on screaming and yelling and getting in pointless fights with my friends or family or people I know over little petty things that don't actually matter. I need to save that energy and that anger for people who deserve that anger directed at them. And so I want to challenge all of you. The first challenge is to accept that you are displaying antisocial behavior, which in now it's called antisocial personality disorder, but in the old terms, psychopathy, sociopathy, you're displaying sociopathic or psychopathic behavior. And so there's a reason for this. A lot of Americans express this, and I believe all mental illness is actually sociological, not just psychological. And so the environment that you grew up in the United States has made you this way and did push you into becoming this way. But that does not mean that you have to direct it at random people or at people who don't really deserve it. You can direct this energy at the truly evil people in society, which I think if you read Marx, and really, read Marx, his words, not some video about him. Actually read what he said. I think if you start there, you read more Marxists through history, you will understand that the true enemy of our society, of humanity, is the capitalist class. And so, even if you don't agree with that, there's a lot better people for you to direct your anger. Like I said, there's fucking rapists and murderers that are free right now. There's a lot of people who have done evil crimes who are free walking around. Okay? Even if you're not against the capitalists, there's other actual evil people to project your anger at and your frustration at. And I'm not condoning any kind of action or anything. There's different ways we can express our anger, and I'm not advocating for any specific thing. But I'm just trying to relay my experience, and this is me being as heartfelt and as compassionate towards my haters as I possibly can be, and my stalkers. I did develop a pattern of antisocial behavior, just like you are. I'm talking to all the haters and stalkers right now. I developed that pattern of behavior just like you have developed it. I studied Marxism, and I realized there's more important things to direct your anger at. And there's a lot more important things. I wish I could wrap it up in a better way, but that's basically what I want to say.